it, by the way.
No, I will. Now here's the thing. With psoriasis, so they're finding that autoimmune diseases like this a lot of times are linked to the gut. And I'll tie stress into this for a second.
It's all stress.
I did a gut profile by 2 different places, and I had a prevalence of a certain bacteria that is connected to certain
nightshades.
No, it's connected to certain
semen.
Autoimmune diseases like psoriasis. I changed my gut profile, got rid of that bacteria, it never came back. But there's another thing about stress. When you have stress, the mucus lining in your stomach that covers, that protects you, retracts for a weird reason. And when it retracts, foods like nightshades, whatever you might be allergic to, can create, exacerbate the autoimmune reaction already. So you'll respond to wheat or whatever it is. But once I changed my gut profile, I never had.
Brian had psoriasis when he's going through the whole cancellation shit, and then I had psoriasis when I was dealing with all my shit. Remember, it was all over my legs.
Oh, that's right.
It was bad.
That's right. Divorce,
dude. I thought it. Yeah, yours.
Divorce, cancellation.
Storm. Yours was perfect. Storm.
COVID.
Yours was perfect storm.
Disaster.
And then mine was just all the bullshit I was dealing with. And then once that went away and I wasn't stressed, it all went away. But when it first started, I had like a big splotch on my rib.
Remember that, bro.
I thought I was Tom Hanks from Philadelphia. I was like, I have AIDS.
I remember that.
I have AIDS.
That's how stressed you were.
I have AIDS. And then it was all over my legs, all over my arms. And I thought it was from the fish tanks, constantly being changing out the water. I thought it was the chemicals. It was just all the stress.
Stress is a huge part of your life.
Stress kills people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how to get rid of stress, everybody? I swear to God, just tell the truth. Just fucking tell the truth. Just align yourself.
No, that doesn't work, because when you're dealing with your cancellation and divorce, that has nothing to do with it. Sometimes stress comes financially. There's no telling the truth.
No, yeah. I mean,
that doesn't help anybody.
Stress,
tell the truth.
But just also you'll be stronger if you just fucking get rid of all the lying. What I mean by lies is lying to yourself. I just mean you might be in a job you hate, might be in a relationship you hate, whatever it is. Just you're lying to yourself. Just sometimes you have to purge and just have to align yourself with the truth,
but
no matter what.
That doesn't help too many people, because also some people work in a job it has to pay the bills. That's what they have to do.
That's right. That's true.
And the truth, that's true. The guy has the truth.
Cocaine's a nice.
This guy has the truth. The guy's truth is this job sucks, but I have to do it to feed my kids.
Well, then that's the truth. That's fine.
But he knows that. But you're still gonna be stressed as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes there's not a catchy saying for this shit.
That's true.
Sometimes everyone goes through stress, man.
That's true.
I'm stressed as
sometimes there's not a
now.
catchy saying. Sometimes that's a great line.
Yeah, there's not a catchy saying.
Sometimes there's not a catchy saying for this situation. Sometimes the only way out is through. Sometimes you got to fucking just bite the bullet.
The catchy saying is you don't stop.
There you go.
That's the catchy saying.
And I'll tell you this. If you're going through a really hard time, don't not work out because you quote unquote don't have time. Don't start eating shit food because you don't have time to eat well. Don't do those things. People fall into these weird traps.
Think about me when I had psoriasis. I didn't work out for 6 months, the longest I've ever gone.
And you were drinking,
you, that's
and you were drinking, and you were doing Adderall.
I was drinking, overdosing on Adderall every day, kratom. I was just fucking.
You were a drug addict, basically.
And alcoholic.
And an alcoholic.
And didn't work out.
Drinking at 10 in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I never put it together. I don't know why I didn't say, hey, I was dealing with my own shit.
Yeah.
So
you wouldn't notice.
I was like, fuck.
No one noticed.
You were just so swollen.
Yeah.
And that's what you don't do. Don't do that. Assume the position. Behave. It's like that great saying, behave as though God exists. Behave as though you're winning, you're killing it. Even if you're going through hell, get that workout in. I don't give a fuck if it's 10 minutes. Just do 10 minutes. Do 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna help you deal with the stress.
Yes.
Yeah, I had alcohol problem, Adderall problem, stress with the family, stress at work, and then
wrestling with the sexuality. There's so much going on.
All that, can't get enough black cock, and then also dealing with people stole $2 million from us.
Oh, well, there was that. Yeah, there was that.
And then that's when the fucking killer came out. I was like, say less.
Yeah.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
I remember someone told me when I was going through a hard time once, and it was the best advice ever, was the only way out is through.
Yeah.
That's a Hallmark card, but some of that stuff that triggers me. It's like, but it's true. You just got to keep going.
What was it you said one time? It's like, people who post inspirational messages on Instagram, none of those people are killing it.
Never. Never.
No, none of those people
Never.
are killing it. Hey, stop talking about
Never.
like what you have to do. Just do the thing.
Amen.
Never. Never.
Yeah, and another thing for you guys out there, is that for us?
Who are you doing this for, bud?
Yeah, and
Okay, so there's a lot in there that we have to go through. So, Brendan Schaub talking about all the things that turned him into a killer. I guess that's his justification for suing me, because he was going through so much problems in his life at the time. He didn't mention the number one problem, that his career completely tanked. But, you know, the drinking, the Adderall addiction, someone stole $2 million. I guess that was that whole Podcast One deal and his managers or whatever. But did you notice what happened in that conversation? Ryan Callen said the best way to get through stress is to just tell the truth. And Brendan Schaub immediately fought back on that, going, no. Admitting he's a liar. And that he's going to continue to lie. And that, Bappa, what are we doing here? Telling the truth, don't do nothing. It doesn't help you out. Subconsciously, he doesn't even realize what he did in admitting that he's a liar. And even Callen was going back and forth. Well, no, just tell the truth about certain things. And Schaub was still like, nope, can't tell the truth. Always going to lie about something. Like, even this little thing is a lie. Like, even when he admits stuff, there's lying in it. Like I said, he admitted all that stuff, and that's the reason why he turned into a killer and got the monster lawyers and stuff like that, which is all bullshit. His career tanked. His podcast tanked. That was the reason, because he released the Gringo Poppy, and that was terrible. And you know what I was doing? I was showing someone who doesn't know too much about me, and they asked, hey, what's that lawsuit you're involved in? So I was showing them Brendan Schaub on Tiger Belly. Remember that whole confrontation with Bobby Lee and Kalila? And she said something that I don't think I ever picked up on the time, but I realized it watching it back now. And it goes to Brian Callen. And she said that you called, this was Schaub and Callen accusing Bobby Lee and Kalila of running the Fighter and the Kid subreddit. Kalila said something very interesting to Schaub when he went on Tiger Belly. She said, I knew that was going to come from Brian Callen because Brian Callen has said that to other people. Meaning, they've not only accused Bobby Lee and Kalila of running the Fighter and the Kid subreddit, they've accused other LA comedians of doing it too. She didn't go into detail of who they accused, but before Bobby Lee, they were accusing, at least Brian Callen was, according to Kalila, other people of running that Fighter and the Kid subreddit. And she even said, keep using that as an excuse to go off on people and get them to do what you want and threaten them. And I knew that excuse was coming because I've heard you from other people, you accuse them of the same thing. So even that is probably bullshit. That whole, my team's been investigating, and like, we know there's no 300 pages of evidence, but we just assumed Schaub was an idiot and just got taken by people who he paid to do research. I'm now of the belief there was no investigating by his team or anything. It's just an excuse he makes up to trash people who he doesn't like. I don't know, but let me know your thoughts in the comments.